Yeah, I did something I was thinking about a few days ago. No rhyme or reason. I was just thinking about it. How attitude really affects its situation. You say, Cody, that's real simple to just say that, but you don't know the situation I'm in, or you don't know what I had to deal with, or anything. And you're right, I don't. I don't. There's absolutely no room for me to say anything to your situation, really. But if you just indulge me for about 15-20 minutes, I think what I have to say will probably help you out. Three figures, one of which is probably becoming one of my favorite figures in all the Bible. The three figures are Jeremiah, Daniel, and Joseph. Now, three men who were in horrendous situations, just horrible situations from their point of view looking in. But men who didn't yet their situation robbed them of their attitude, robbed them of their joy, robbed them of their positive outlook on life. Jeremiah, when he was young, called to be a prophet by God, he fought against it a little bit until he was a year older. And God came to him again and said, "Okay, you're gonna be prophet for me." And here's your first assignment, which this is just funny to me and funny to me to start out with. But basically, God says, "Okay, here's your first assignment. I'm gonna bring I'm gonna bring my wrath down upon these people. I'm gonna bring my judgment. Your job is to tell them. Your job is to tell them what I'm gonna do. Tell them that judgment's coming. Tell them that the Babylonians are coming. Tell them everything that I've told you. But here's the catch. Here's the kicker. They're not exactly gonna listen to you, and they're probably gonna ridicule and mock you. So yeah, have fun, kid." They God's not quite that crass, but but that's basically what he says is, hey, they're not gonna listen to you, but I want you to spend your life telling them about the judgment that I've never said when it's gonna happen or not. I'm just telling you it's gonna happen. So he does that. After which some resistance, he does that. And here's one of the reasons why I admire Jeremiah. Well, one is the fact that he actually does it. I mean, he actually embarks on a fruitless mission, and he knows it's gonna be virtually fruitless. God tells him as much, but he still does it because of one reason. In a scripture in Jeremiah, I think it's Jeremiah 19, he basically says, sorry, 21. He basically says, hey, it would be easier if I stopped calling your name. How much easier would it be if I stopped preaching your name, if I just joined my friends, all that stuff. But then he goes on to say, hey, I can't do that because this all I know. Your word is in me like a fire in my bones, and I can't afford to stop preaching about you because that's who I am. I can't afford to stop preaching your message. That's who I am. In in the midst of ridicule and in the midst of just not niceness, very biblical term, not niceness. If in the midst of all that, Jeremiah chooses to stand firm, and Jeremiah chooses to say, okay, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, God, but you've told me to do this, so I'm just gonna have a positive attitude. That's not to say he always has a positive attitude. I'm sorry complained he complained a little bit, that's one word, because I mean you're giving up your life for a cause that someone else told you is ultimately gonna be for nothing. But nevertheless he does this. He has the right, he has a positive attitude about this. Daniel, which I look back around, he's taken, he and some of his friends are taken to Babylon. Actually, after this, well, I think it's indeed after this, if I got my, after Jeremiah, if I got my timeline right. But they're taken to Babylon, and going Babylonian exile, I do know that much. They're taken to Babylon, and they're young men. They're maybe like teenagers, which are older, but still pretty young. But they're taken to be some of the king's advisors, and something happening on the way. Yeah, the first the first king, Nebuchadnezzar, the king that they're under, which two key things happen. The king that they're under, Nebuchadnezzar, has a dream, and Daniel interprets the dream. Daniel interprets the dream for the king. The second thing that happened is, which this is surprising me, after after Daniel interprets the dream, with some time later, not exactly that point later, but just some time later, Nebuchadnezzar built a giant statue and tells everybody, okay, worship the statue, or worship me, aren't I great? And it's just funny to me how Nebuchadnezzar could, in a sense, be witness to a miracle in the form of Daniel interpreting the dream. And here's where the miracle really comes in. Nebuchadnezzar never tells Daniel a dream. Daniel Daniel just knows. I think Nebuchadnezzar may ask him, okay, what's my dream about? And Daniel just tells him. Not only does he interpret it for him, he tells him the dream he had without Nebuchadnezzar even having to say a word, except confirmation that yes, that is the dream I had. But that just humorous to me how something like that can happen, and Nebuchadnezzar can turn around, make a statue, and say, okay, everybody worship it, everybody do that. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, we all know some of Daniel's friends don't do that. They took a positive attitude toward that. But that's not really what I want to focus on. The part I want to focus on is Yato and Daniel's life. When the Persians come in and invade Babylon. Daniel's an older man by this point, and sometime later, after the Persian invasion, a decree goes out by the king. It says, okay, for this amount of time, all you people pray to the king. I mean, he's as great as a god. He's as great as a god, basically. So all you pray to the king. All you give up your god, whatever god you have, just pray to the king for a certain amount of time. And this is what's great to me. Scripture says, before the ink was even dry, Daniel was praying to God. I mean, that is what's incredible to me. And I mean, Daniel was a Jewish man, so prayer was very important to him. Which I'm not saying this about today. I'm just saying prayer was very important, very, very important to Daniel. And so Daniel prayed to God. And he got in trouble for it, as you can imagine. The soldiers come in and arrest him, which this is too fun to me also. I guess they have nothing better to do than just watch an old man pray. Which maybe they had God posted at every door, I don't know. But that's just funny to me, because, I mean, you think they didn't have Netflix back then. So, I mean, what else could you do except spy on people? But I digress. I mean, no, he got in trouble. He's thrown into the iron den. And, I mean, I'm sorry if you don't care. As anyone probably would be. I'd be all worried if he wasn't scared. But the thing is, he doesn't yet feel overcome with faith. When he's praying, he's probably thinking, hey, I'm gonna have a positive attitude about this, and I'm gonna pray to my God, and whatever happens, happens. I mean, if I die, I'll be in heaven. If I don't, well, great, that's good too, I guess. But, so Daniel prays, in front of these monstrous giants, these one tame giants, these were wild. Well, maybe they were a little bit tame, they were in captivity, but either way, Daniel prayed and something from heaven, some say it was an angel, some say it was the hand of God himself, something from heaven come down and closes the mouth of the lion, and not one hair of Daniel was really touched, not one hair of Daniel was out of place. Daniel didn't get touched by the lion that night. The next day the king and his advisors come see Daniel, and they expect him to be ripped to shreds. But he says, "Hey, I live, my God spared me because of," and this is all because of the attitude that Daniel took toward the decree. It would have been so easy to just follow that and to just fall in line and to just think, oh, well, God knows that I don't really mean it. I mean, God knows that still, me and him are still cool. He's still my God. But he doesn't do that. He prayed to God, be aid me in the faith of the decree. The next one I want to talk about, Joseph. Joseph is an interesting case. He had dreams, stuff. Yak Daniel did. Well, Daniel didn't have dreams, but can interpret Yak Daniel did. But he had dreams, and he had dreams specifically about his brothers and the whole centered around him and bowing down to him and all that. And as you can imagine, it kind of gets under his brother's skin, and they plot against him. They plot to throw him in a pit, which I'm not gonna go over everything. I'm just gonna give an overview. After that, his brother sell him into slavery in Egypt. He's bought by Potiphar, and Potiphar sees, hey, everything Joseph does succeed. Why not make him overseer of my entire household? So Potiphar does that, and for a while it's good. I can imagine for a while Joseph's enjoying the luxury and the food he gets to eat, and he's enjoying working. He's enjoying doing the work that he has to do. But as always, a problem arises. As always, things happen in scripture and in life. So Potiphar had a wife, and she thought Joseph was very good looking, and she kept saying to Joseph when they were young, Joseph, come in here with me, sleep with me. And Joseph refused. So you can imagine Potiphar's wife was kinda miffed off about that. And she tells the husband after an encounter that gets Joseph running away from her. She tells Potiphar that, hey, the servant you brought in, yeah, he attacked me. And Potiphar, rightly miffed, as any man would be from someone making an accusation of attacking their goal. But Potiphar throws them in jail after that, as you would. And here's what gets interesting to me. In the jail will see Joseph's potential too, and the jail will put Joseph in charge of the entire jail because of his positive attitude and because of hey, everything Joseph does succeeds, he does it to the best of his ability. I can see God's wisdom. But here's what's interesting to me. In the same jail, Pharaoh becomes angry with Spudger and with Seth, and he throws them both. Excuse me. He throws them both in the same prison, and Joseph and Joseph could have failed, but Joseph, but these men are tortured by dreams. The Butcher, and the Seth. They're tortured by dreams, and Joseph says, "Hey, I can help you. I can interpret dreams. It didn't help me much, but maybe it'll help you." So he interprets the dream, and which not for un, not for an entirely selfish reason, which I'm not condemning Joseph by any stretch of the imagination, but to the butcher after he interprets the dream, he says, "Okay, when you get out of here, tell Pharaoh about me. Tell Pharaoh what I can do. Tell Pharaoh about my dream. My dream interpreting. Ask him to give me a trial. Ask him to get me out of here. Just whatever." And we all know what happens from there. But all of these men have one thing in common. Well, more than one thing, but just one thing I want to focus on. They have in common that they don't yet their circumstances determine their attitude. Jeremiah was ridiculed. He was made fun of. He was mocked for what he said, for being a doomsday prophet, basically. But Jeremiah said, "Okay, be what you want, but I'm going to honor God in this situation." Daniel, with the decree that could have meant his life, he said, "Okay, I'm going to stand up with a positive attitude, and I'm gonna be an example." And Joseph had a situation that in no way he deserved. In no way he acted for. He was just a young man in a job, maybe overzealous at times. He was still a young man after all. But these men faced a situation which were, and back to Joseph for a second. Something I thought of. I don't know if without the thing that happened to Joseph, without being in prison and all that, I don't know if Pharaoh would even heard of his gift. Because the only reason Pharaoh heard of his gift is through the wine taster. is through the budget. And the only reason the budget heard about Joseph Gibbs, the budget was in prison. And the only way Pharaoh really heard about Joseph Gibbs is because he was tortured by a dream himself. But that's just your food for thought. That maybe God has you in a situation because in the end He's gonna give you more than you can even imagine. I mean, taking a positive attitude like me, I've actually had to do the sermon twice because something happened, which I don't mind, but something happened with my laptop the first time round, and I've actually had to do that twice. But I've enjoyed it. I have. And the reason why, which I know this is kind of younger than you used to, but just a few more minutes if you'll indulge me. The reason why a positive attitude matters so much, and it would be so easy to think into despair, is because that's what the devil wants. The devil wants you to go into despair. The devil doesn't want you to have a positive attitude. The devil wants you to give up. The devil wants you to think that God left you. That you wouldn't be in this situation if God was so great, if God was so almighty, that you wouldn't be in this situation, that just settle for whatever situation you're in and just give up. But no. Positive attitude helps you through the way to know Him. Not only remembering that you're doing it for God, but just in general, you're more joyous with the positive attitude. You're more accepting with the positive attitude. I'm not gonna say it's gonna make it really that much easier, but whatever situation you're in, but a positive attitude certainly helps, and a positive attitude is what God needs and what God expects of you. God just expects you to trust Him and just do whatever it takes. Just do whatever it takes and whatever He asks of you. Have a positive attitude, and no matter what happens, it'll work out. Guys, I hope you got to do something from this. I've really enjoyed doing this, even though I've done it 2 times. Please be praying after I stop this. Please be praying that I do not have to do it a third time, because I'm running out of time before I have to go to work. But guys, seriously, I really enjoy doing these, even if they are hassle sometimes. Guys, I love you. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.